Hey, what's going on everybody? ScottDogGaming here. Thank you very much for joining us and welcome to our Football Manager 2016 Let's Play. Now, the first episode was really just a look at why we've chosen Rotherham. If you haven't seen the episode, please go and have a little look because it just gives you a bit of a background as to me and why I choose certain teams for certain series and in particular why Rotherham. So please go and check that out. It will be in the playlist. We've reached a point in the season where we're about to play our first game. So I thought before we play that, what we'd do is we'd just have a little look at what we've done, what we've brought in, the kind of football that we're going to try and play, and then we'll build from there. So as you can see, here is our team. Now, for those of you that don't know, generally when I play Football Manager, I tend to have my assistant manager choose the team and then have a little look. Leads to a number of mistakes where I miss people who were playing in the wrong position or people who I probably would have chosen ahead of them. However, with this being the case, I'm quite happy. I mean, pre-season, I'm about to show you, didn't go fantastically. It wasn't too bad, but I haven't really settled on A, a formation, and B, a first choice team. So we're kind of right in the middle of still doing that. And it's going to take a few weeks to choose the best lineup for us. However, when I said I haven't settled on a formation, I think I have. Originally, I started a 4-4-1-1 just to see how it went. Didn't go fantastically, and now I've settled on this, which essentially is a 4-1-2-2-1 or 4-5-1, depending on how you want to look at it. We've got some areas where we need to strengthen. Left back is one of those areas. Defensive midfielder is certainly one of those areas. So they're the two areas where we're really struggling. And I've been looking for players to bring in. Unfortunately, I haven't found any just yet. But hopefully we can still bring some people in on loan. I've got some scout reports coming in, so maybe we'll find someone. But this is the position that I'm really worried about. But this is the best formation I've found for our wide players to really work. And as you can see, our wide players are some of the best players we've got in the team. So our attacking options are quite good. The other concern is this area just here. We're short on midfielders. As you can see, I've got no central midfielders in the box really. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But, we'll sorry, on the bench, not in the box. We've got Lund down here. He is recovering from an injury and isn't too bad. So fingers crossed he'll be back fairly soon. One of the reasons we've got some injuries is that I put the fitness training on particularly high. In fact, I need to turn that down now we've reached the start of the season. I put it on particularly... Oh, it's done it for me, super. I put it on particularly high leading up to the start of the season because I wanted them to get their fitness. And as you can see, they're in reasonable shape now, but it's just the match sharpness that's lacking, which is always the way at the start of a new season. So let's start with a formation and what we're actually trying to achieve here. So Liverpool fan, I have gone for some Jurgen Klopp style football. Our team shape is fluid. We're playing with a particularly high tempo, which is hence the reason for the very hard training sessions. Time wasting is rare. Playing fairly wide, but we're using that width to allow our fullbacks to overlap, which is always great and certainly something that Klopp does. We're trying the offside trap. Now this worries me. We haven't really got fantastic defenders, certainly not organised defenders, so we're playing with a higher line and an offside trap to begin with. If this is anything like previous iterations of Football Manager, there'll be a lot of getting in behind us. We are going to try and tight mark, which is probably good considering how bad we are. We'll lose people if we try zone also. We'll probably do that. I'm tempted to put some prevent short GK distribution, but actually with Jurgen Klopp, we don't try and do that. We try and win the ball back once it's been played out from the goalkeeper. We like to put pressure on the goalkeeper when the ball's passed back to him, but from set plays, he doesn't tend to get too much stick. We are trying to play the ball out of defence again. Defence is something that worries me a little bit, and you'll see that I've tried to strengthen it. But this is the way we're going to be playing. We're short of passing. Quite happy with our attacking force to be more expressive because they are our best players. And we're trying to work the ball into the box and maybe get some crosses in there and score some goals. And obviously we're going with low crosses. And because of these instructions here and our wingers pretty much being our best players, I'm quite happy for them to run at the defence as well. So that's what we're doing. And up here, we're trying to control the game. We want to, when we've got the ball, We want to hold on to it. However, if there is a chance to counter, we want to take that as well. So that's what we're going with. Our starting lineup. There's a few close calls, but what we'll do first is we'll just have a little look at our transfers, because that might give us a better indication as to what's going on. So as you saw, there's a few offers in. So we've only brought in 2 people, and they're both, one was a free, one's on loan, and they're both centre half. So Anthony Gerrard, who used to play for Oldham, which is one of our rivals, started his career at Everton. As you can see, he has travelled a lot, an awful lot. But reasonably good defensive stats for us. Passing is quite good as well, which is good because we want someone to be able to pass the ball out. And as you can see, is seen as our best centre half. So quite happy with him. One concern is this over here, but you tend to get that with all centre halves in the lower league. So and then the other player is Harry Lennon. Now Harry Lennon is on loan from us from, I want to say Tottenham. Oh no, Charlton. And I turned down a loan offer from someone from Tottenham. That was it. And he's another centre half. Again, his stats are okay. Passing isn't fantastic, but a little bit more pace. And as you saw from the previous report, somewhere in the middle there is a centre half. So we've got enough cover in centre half. The reason I wanted someone else in is because Jim McNulty can play left back, and left back is a position that we've got serious problems in. So that was kind of where I started. But because of the formation we're playing, I need a defensive midfielder. So we're scouting a few over here. Unfortunately, the ones that are coming in and the offers we've got in, none of them are any better than what we've got. But actually, I feel like we probably need some cover as well. So that's kind of where we are with that. Training, I haven't really done anything with. As I said, I put it on very high to begin with. I haven't looked at any staff other than hiring a physio because we haven't got any. So in the coming episodes, probably what I'll do is maybe look at the youth setup, then the scouting setup, then our first team setup, and just try and get some people in. But we're working on a particularly tight budget, especially with the fair play rules. So that's kind of where we are. So let's have a little look at what's happened in the pre-season now. As you can see, pre-season went fairly well in terms of, we started, these 2 games were over 4-4-1-1, and as soon as I lost 3-0 to Crewe, I thought, what, there's problems. They had 3 at the back, so I don't know if it was just a bit of a blip, and I thought I'll go back to Old Faithful and then we'll see how we get on. This is a formation that I've played quite a lot over the years, so that was kind of where I went with that. Now, one of these goals, I wanted to try and show you what the best thing that happened was in this game, and see if I can find it. One of these goals, I want to say this one maybe, has something ridiculous in, considering who we are and where we're playing. And hopefully is this the one? Yes, there we go. So is there going to be a replay? I think oh no, there is no replay. Let me see if I can just show you that again, because I don't know how much of it you will have seen. As you can see, flicks the ball around the back of his leg and crosses it perfectly for Davies. That was the best thing that happened in pre-season. However, this one wasn't too bad either. This I quite like because of the link-up play. Cross from the fullback, headed down, goal by Davies, hat-trick for him. So that was kind of the best it got in the pre-season. But as you can see, we beat Blackpool as well, who are League 2. We beat Plymouth, who are League 2. So we Portadown, who knows, and then Crewe, obviously we got beaten, and Notts County we won. So we didn't play any teams that are better than us, so I don't really know, or in the same league, so I don't really know how this is going to play. But as we're expected to finish mid-table, that's kind of where we are. I'm not going to do a quick view of the players because, as I said before I started, this is kind of our best team, apart from maybe Lund coming in some in the central mid. But certainly actually having him on the bench would be a fantastic start. Calvin Andrews doesn't make it to the bench, however, is a pretty good striker. We've got Adelusi down here. So this is our team. This is what we're going with. This is what we're going to start with. Good luck, everybody. We're about to play our first game of this new series. I want you to leave some comments for me if you're looking forward to this. I want you to tell me where you think we're going to finish. I want you to just give us your view. Also, if you want background music in this, if you want 1 game per episode or 2 games per episode, anything you guys can tell me that will help make this series good for you to watch would be great. Okay, we're ready to go. Let's just do a quick pick again, just in case anything's changed. It shouldn't have. And we are off. Now, a couple of things that I haven't turned off yet, and I probably will, is there's an intro to each game. So the players are doing like the worst warm-up I've ever seen of any team ever. One of the things that I don't do, and maybe I should do, is look at the tactics that other teams are playing. I quite like the idea, and this is how I think football should be played. If you should play a style of football that you want to play, and then anything else from there, you should be able to deal with. That doesn't mean you can't make tweaks when other teams are playing formations that you're worried about. I mean, this one I'm worried about because of how many people are sitting deep. But hopefully these guys here can make a difference. But I'm of the view that you should pick a formation and you should play that formation to get the best out of your team rather than anything else. So this is the little warm-up routine that makes me laugh. Look at just no one's doing anything. The laziest warm-up ever just before kickoff. But here we go. There's Camps. And that's a terrible pass. Rafferty wasn't really on his toes though, so hopefully we can pick up a win. Hopefully we can get something going early on. That's what we want. And as I say, hopefully this high tempo football will work in this league. I'm concerned about the short passing stuff. I'm concerned about the short passing stuff because we're not really good enough to do it, but that's the way I want to play, and hopefully we can start to become familiar with the formation, find those gaps, and if people are moving, the ability to pass the ball doesn't matter quite so much because hopefully they'll be in bigger spaces. That's the way it works. However, you also need people in this formation to pick out passes in those close spaces, especially in this game where they've got so many people back. Not really what we wanted, to go 1-0 down, have no ball, and really look a bit garbage. But we haven't looked great in pre-season. It's early days, and this formation is different to what we used to play. It's going to take a bit of time to get used to, and that didn't help a great deal. And I'm very concerned about the offside trap, but because that high line is so high, there's always a chance to play a ball in behind us. So, I'm hoping that offside traps may make a difference. They're 2-0 up just before half time. Oh dear, we are bottom of the league, everybody. There's that goal right in at the near post. No one marking him. Shoddy defending. We aren't playing our best centre half just yet. He's new to the club, so let's tell him they've not been good enough and send him straight back out. See if it makes a difference. Oh dear. How can you give the ball away from a centre? Especially now you haven't got to pass it forward. You idiots. There's a free kick. Can we get anything out of this game? It's not looking likely. Here they come again. Oh dear, they are all over us again. Ball in behind, and there's another. MK Dons. 3-0 up as well. It's not been good. Just make a couple of changes, get some people on for some little bit of sharpness. Hopefully we won't pick up an injury, but I think this one is out of our hands a little bit. Yeah, that could have gone better. Really could have gone better. Yeah, I'm gloating in front of us. Man. When you're ready, come on. Enough of this. Seriously. Taking the piss. Oh, yes, get in. We've got a goal. Keith Keane, his first goal of the season. Our first goal of the season. Something to take a little bit of confidence from, at least, that we could score. I mean, it wasn't a good goal, but we'll take a little bit of pride back from that. Maybe if we can get a second, it might make it a little bit interesting coming into this final little run-in, but we can't, and it's all over. There's the goal kick, and there's the full-time whistle, and we lost at home 3-1, and we are very disappointed in that. Not a great start. Never mind. And again, it's going to take us a little while to figure out exactly where we should be, where we shouldn't be. Next up, we have Oldham in the Cup, which essentially is a derby, pretty much. And we've just signed Leiden. Now, Leiden is going to be playing in this defensive midfield role. Again, he's not really any better than what we've got, but he can play there, and that was something that I wanted just because these players are midfielders, and we need some people to be slotting into those gaps. So there we go. I think we'll call it the end of the episode there. Disappointing that we couldn't start with a win. Let me know how you want this to play out. If you want to see every game, if you want to see games, the games that I see as being key games. If you want to see one game an episode, and I'll do one every day. If you want to see 2 games an episode, and I'll do one every other day. What your preferences are, where you think we're going to finish. And what you think we could do differently with our tactics to make a difference. But there we go. I think we'll not sign Jill, and we'll call it the end of the episode. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again soon.